"It's here somewhere," says Hagrid, as he searches his many pockets in his huge coat. "I found it," Hagrid says. He holds up a tiny golden key. "That looks like the correct key," says the goblin. "And I have a letter from Professor Dumbledore too," says Hagrid. "It's about the you-know-what in Vault 713. The goblin reads the letter carefully. "Very well," he says. "Someone will take you to both vaults." Griphook, another goblin, arrives and leads them through one of the many doors. They follow a dark passage to a railway. They get into a little cart and move quickly down the tracks. They speed through a labyrinth of tunnels. Finally, they arrive at a small door in the passage wall. Griphook unlocks the door with the key, and they enter through a cloud of green smoke. "It's all yours, Harry," says Hagrid. Harry cannot believe his eyes. The room is full of piles of gold coins, and silver coins and bronze coins. Hagrid helps Harry fill a bag with some of the coins. The gold ones are galleons, the silver ones are sickles, and the bronze ones are nuts. "This should be enough for a year at Hogwarts. Right, Griphook? To Vault 713, please." They move deeper and deeper into the tunnels. On the cart, the air gets colder and colder. Vault 713 has no hole for a key. Griphook walks up to the door and touches it with a long finger. The door vanishes. Harry looks in. The room looks empty, but Hagrid moves past him and enters the room. He picks up a small package that is on the floor. Harry desperately wants to know what it is. "Let's go," says Hagrid. "Back to the surface. We have things to buy." Harry. After a wild cart ride, they arrive back on the surface in the bright sunlight. Harry realizes he now has more money than he has ever had in his entire life. He does not know what to do with it. "Why don't you go and buy your uniform?" Harry says. "Hagrid, I have some things to take care of." Madame Mockin's shop has everything you need. Off you go, and with that, Hagrid pushes Harry towards Madame Mockin's robes. For all occasions. Madame Mockin is a small round, smiling witch dressed in purple robes. "Are you here for Hogwarts, dear?" she asks Harry when he enters the shop. "Come over here and stand, dear. Let's get your robes." Madame Mockin places a long black robe over his head and begins to put little pins in to find the correct length. There are other boys in the shop who are also getting their robes altered. Harry overhears them talking about things he does not understand. Hufflepuff and Slytherin broomsticks and Quidditch. Harry begins to feel sad again. He really has no understanding at all about what is happening to him. As Madame Mockin places the last pin, Hagrid enters the shop and waits. In the waiting area, Harry hears the boys talk badly about Hagrid, calling him a servant and a savage. The boys remind Harry of Dudley. "They are cruel and mean." "All set, dear. Your robe for all occasions is ready." Harry thanks Madam Malcolm and leaves the shop with Hagrid. Harry is quiet as they walk down the street. And Hagrid asks Harry what's wrong. Nothing, Harry. Lies, Hagrid, he continues. What's Quidditch? Blame me, Harry. I keep forgetting how little you know about us and our world. Quidditch is our sport. It's a wizard sport. It's like football in the Muggle world. Everyone follows Quidditch. You play it up in the air with broomsticks and for balls. It's hard to explain the rules. And what are Slytherin and Hufflepuff? Asked Harry. They are the houses at Hogwarts School. There are 4 houses, everyone says. The students at Hufflepuff are a lot of dummies, but I'll probably be in Hufflepuff, says Harry unhappily. It's better to be in Hufflepuff than in Slytherin, says Hagrid. Only the bad witches and wizards come from Slytherin. You know who was one? For sorry. You know who went to Hogwarts? Asks Harry many years ago. Answers Hagrid, and he says, no more about the subject. They continue their shopping down Diagonal Alley. They buy books of all kinds and paper and ink. The ink changes color as you write. They buy a cauldron and a set of scales for weighing potions and a beautiful telescope. They visit the apothecary to buy basic potions, and Harry examines a silver unicorn horn that costs 21 gallons. They stop at an owl emporium to buy an owl for Harry. Toads and cats are out of fashion, explains Hagrid. All the new wizards and witches want elves for their animals. Harry walks out of the store with a large cage and a beautiful snow-white owl. Just one more stop, Harry, says Hagrid. We'll go to Ollivander's for your wand. The best wands for the best wizards. Harry can't wait. That is what he really wants. A magic wand. As they enter the dark store, Harry notices thousands of narrow boxes in high piles, from the floor to the ceiling. For some reason, Harry feels anxious. The hair on his neck is standing up. The store seems to be filled with secret magic. Good afternoon, says a soft voice. An old man is standing there. His eyes are bright in the dark shop. Hello, says Harry. Embarrassed, I thought I would see you here someday soon. Harry Potter. You have your mother's eyes. It seems like only yesterday that she came to my shop to buy her first wand. I remember every wand I have ever sold. Your mother's wand was made of willow, but your father preferred a mahogany wand for a little more power. But it is the wand that chooses the wizard. Of course. Mr. Ollivander is very close to Harry as he speaks. His nose is almost touching Harry's. He touches the scar on Harry's forehead with a long finger. I'm sorry to say that it was I who sold the wand. That, he says softly. It was made of yew wood. Very powerful and in the wrong hands. If I had known what that wand was going to do. He looks at Hagrid for a moment. Rubius, Hagrid, how nice to see you again. Your wand was made of oak. Wasn't it? It was a good wand. Until they broke it when you were expelled. He looks at Hagrid with a severe face. Hagrid looks embarrassed now. Well now, Mr. Potter, let me see. Harry tries many different wands, but each wand he waves in the air. Mr. Ollivander takes away quickly. He tries wands made of wood and unicorn horns, dragon hearts and phoenix tails. You are a difficult customer, Mr. Potter, but do not worry. We will find you a perfect match here somewhere. Yes, here. Try this one. It is made of holly and phoenix feathers. Harry takes the wand. He feels a strange, warm sensation in his fingers. He raises it above his head and waves it through the air. Red and gold sparks shoot from the end like fireworks. Hagrid jumps up and down, and Mr. Ollivander claps his hands with happiness. Oh, bravo! He yells. Yes, indeed. O.H. Very good. Well, well. Well, how very curious. He puts the wand back in its box and wraps it in brown paper. Yes, very curious indeed. He continues saying, all wands are different, Mr. Potter. But this wand has a brother. Its brother gave you that scar. Very curious how these things happen. I think we can expect great things from you, Mr. Potter, after all. He who must not be named did great things. Terrible things, yes, but great things. Harry feels scared. He is not sure if he likes Mr. Ollivander very much, but he pays the 7 gold galleons for his wand and leaves the shop. They make their way back down Diagonal Alley, through the arch in the stone wall, all the way back to the train station. Harry has a ticket back home to the Dursleys. Before the train leaves, he says to Hagrid, everyone thinks I'm special. All those people in the bar. Professor Quirrell, Mr. Ollivander. But I don't know anything about magic. How can I do great things if I don't know anything? Or even why I'm famous? Don't worry, Harry, says Hagrid. You'll learn fast enough. Everyone starts at the beginning at Hogwarts. You'll be just fine, just be yourself. I know it's hard, you're famous after all. But you'll have a great time at Hogwarts. Here's your train ticket for Hogwarts. By the way, he hands Harry the ticket. If you have any problems with the Darcys, you send me a letter with your owl. She know where to find me. See you soon, Harry. The train begins to leave the station. Harry wants to watch Hagrid until he can't see him anymore. He stands up and puts his nose against the window, but he blinks for an instant and Hagrid is gone. Chapter 6, Platform 9 and 3-4. Harry spends the next month with the Dursleys. Dudley is now afraid of Harry, and Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia pretend Harry does not exist. It is a very depressing month for Harry. but he stays in his room with his new owl for company. He names her Hedwig, a name he discovers in his book, A History of Magic. Each lonely day, Harry checks off a box on his calendar. He can't wait until September the 1st, the first day of school at Hogwarts. On his last night with the Dursleys, he convinces Uncle Vernon to take him to the train station. The next day, he seems very happy to take him there. It is obvious that the Dursleys do not want him in their house any longer. The next day, when they arrive at the train station, Harry has no idea what to do or where to go. There is no platform 9 and 3, 4. He asks several guards, but they laugh at him and think he is crazy. Harry begins to feel desperate. He tries not to panic when the large clock in the train station says he only has 10 minutes before his train leaves. Has Hagrid forgotten to tell him something about the train or the platform, he thinks? Do I have to tap something with an umbrella? At that moment, a group of people pass by Harry, and he hears some of their conversation. The station is full of muggles, of course. Harry looks quickly at the woman who is talking. She is talking to 4 boys. All of them have red hair the color of fire. Each of them has a trunk like Harry's, and there is an owl with them. Harry begins to follow them, pushing his cart with his trunk. When they stop, he stops and listens to what they are saying. Now, boys, what's the platform number again? Asks the mother. 9 and 3, 4, answers a small girl who is holding her mother's hand. Mommy, I want to go to. You're not old enough yet, Jenny. All right, Percy, you go first. A tall boy, probably the oldest of the 4, walks towards a barrier between platforms 9 and 10. Harry watches and tries not to close his eyes. He does not want to miss anything. The boy is about to reach the barrier, and suddenly a group of tourists walks in front of him. When they are gone, the boy is gone too. Fred, your turn. The mother says, I'm not Fred. I'm George, says the boy. I can't believe you call yourself our mother. I know we're twins, but you still can't tell us apart. Sorry, George, dear. I'm just joking, mother. I am Fred, says the boy as he walks with his twin brother towards the platform barrier. One moment the boys are there, and then suddenly they are not. They have disappeared completely. But Harry cannot see how they do it. He finds some courage and approaches the mother. Excuse me, Harry says to the woman. Hello, dear. She says, is this your first time at Hogwarts? Ron is new too. She points to her last and youngest son. He is tall and thin with freckles, big hands and big feet and a long nose. You don't know how to find the platform, do you, dear? It's easy enough. Just walk through the barrier between 9 and 10. Don't stop and don't be scared. You can run through if you're nervous. That might help you go ahead. Go B for Ron. Harry looks at her a bit confused. Okay, he answers, pushing his cart with his trunk on it. He walks towards the barrier. People around him bump into him as he walks. The barrier gets closer and closer. He will hit the barrier for sure. He thinks he begins to run. The cart is out of control now. He closes his eyes. The barrier is right there. Then it is not. He opens his eyes and there, next to the platform, is a big red train. There is a sign over the platform that reads, Hogwarts Express 11 o'clock. Harry looks behind him, where the barrier is supposed to be. But there is a sign that says Platform 9 and 3-4. He has found the platform. There are children of all kinds on the platform, with owls flying everywhere in the smoke from the train, and cats of all colors walking between the people's legs. He pushes his heavy cart towards an empty train car. He finds an empty compartment and sits down. As he looks out the window, the door to the compartment slides open. Ron, the boy with fire-red hair, comes in. Is anyone sitting there? The whole train is full. No. Answers Harry. No one is sitting there. The red-headed boy sits down and looks at Harry. Then he looks at him more closely. You are, aren't you? Who asks Harry? Harry Potter, he says. Oh, him, says Harry, feeling embarrassed. Yes, I'm him. Is that the scar? Wow, so that's where you know who. Did you know what? Yes, says Harry. But I can't remember anything. Just a dream, a green light, and nothing else. Are you all wizards in your family? Harry asks Ron quickly. He wants to change the subject. I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself. I'm Ron Weasley. Those other boys you saw are my brothers. Percy's the oldest and Fred and George are twins, says Ron, feeling embarrassed for being so rude. Yes, my family is full of wizards and witches. I'm the 6th in my family to go to Hogwarts. This is my first year and everybody loves my brothers. I think everyone has a lot of expectations for me. I'm not sure what's going to happen. All I know is that I don't have anything that's new for me. All I have are my older brother's things. This one and even Scabbard's here. At that moment, Ron reaches into his pocket and takes out an old, fat gray rat that looks more dead than alive. All he does is sleep. He's almost useless. Well, until Hagrid told me. I didn't know anything about magic or Hogwarts. Or anything. You're lucky. I'm probably going to be the worst in the class. You won't be, Harry. There are lots of new students and you'll learn quick. I'm sure Harry doesn't know if he believes Ron. But he feels a little better. As they are talking, the train begins to leave the station and take them out of London. After some time, Ron says, "Watch this." He takes out the old wand his older brother has given him. I've been practicing a magic trick. I've been trying to turn my rat yellow, but I've been having some difficulty. He waves his wand and is about to say some magic words when the compartment door slides open. There is a girl in the doorway. She is already wearing her new Hogwarts robes. Has anyone seen a frog? One of the other boys has lost his. She has lots of bushy hair and a very bossy voice. We haven't seen one, answers Ron, holding his wand in the air. Are you doing magic? The girl asks. Let's see it. Then she comes in and sits down without asking. Ron is shocked. All right, he says. He clears his throat and begins. Sunshine and daisies and buttermellow turn this stupid. Fat rat yellow, he waves his wand over the rat. But nothing happens. The rat is still asleep. It is still fat and it is still gray. That's not a very good spell, is it? Asks the girl in her bossy voice. I've tried a few spells just to practice, and they have all worked for me. And nobody in my family is magic at all. I'm Hermione Granger, by the way. Who are you? She says all this very fast. I'm Ron Weasley, Ron answers in a low voice. A Harry Potter, says Harry. Are you really? Says Hermione. I know all about you, you know. I bought some extra books just to be prepared. And you're in modern magical history. And in the rise and fall of the dark arts. And in great wizarding events of the 20th century. Am I? Asks Harry in amazement. Of course you are. Do either of you know what house you'll be in? I hope I'm in Gryffindor. It sounds like it is the best house. They say Dumbledore was in Gryffindor when he was studying at Hogwarts. But Ravenclaw sounds good too. Anyway, we need to look for Neville's frog that he lost. And you two should change into your Hogwarts clothes. We'll be there soon. Hermione stands up quickly and leaves. Ron leans over towards Harry and says, whatever house I'm in, I hope she's not in it. Harry and Ron both laugh loudly. What house are your brothers in? Asks Harry. Gryffindor. Answers Ron. My whole family was in Gryffindor. I'm afraid what they will think if I don't get into. What if they put me in Slytherin? At that moment, the door to the compartment slides open. Harry recognizes the boys. They are the boys he has seen on Diagon Alley. The ones saying mean things about Hagrid. In Madame Maukin's robe shop. Is it true? The pale boy in the middle says. He appears to be the leader. They are all saying that Harry Potter is in this compartment. It is you, isn't it? Yes, says Harry. Harry is looking at the two other boys who are very big. They look like bodyguards. Oh, this is Crabbe and this is Goyle, says the pale boy, and my name's Malfoy. Draco Malfoy. He looks at Ron with a mean look on his face. Then he says to Harry, you'll soon discover who the best wizard families are. And it is certainly not the Weasleys, with their red hair and freckles. You don't want to make friends with the wrong kind of people. I can help you there. He puts his hand out for Harry to shake it, but Harry does not take Malfoy's hand. I can tell who the wrong kind of people are myself. Thanks, Harry says with more confidence than he feels. I'd be careful, Potter. If I were you, Malfoy says slowly and meanly. You should be more polite. Or the same thing that happened to your parents might happen to you. They didn't know what was good for them. If you hang around the losers, like the Weasleys or Hagrid, you may learn some bad habits. Harry and Ron both stand up. Say that again, Ron says. His face is as red as his hair. Why do you think you are going to fight us? Asks Malfoy with a mean look in his eyes. We'll fight you unless you get out of here now. Says Harry. He does not feel like he can win a fight against Malfoy and his bodyguards. We were leaving anyway, says Malfoy. But we're hungry, Goyle. Goyle reaches for some of the chocolate frogs that are still on the seat and then screams very loudly. Scabbers the rat has bitten Goyle's finger. Goyle swings his hand around and around in pain. Scabbers flies off and hits the window with a thud. The three boys run away in fear. They think there might be more rats in the compartment. I hate Malfoy, says Ron angrily. Have you heard about his horrible family? Harry shakes his head no. They used to be on the side of you-know-who. Until he disappeared, then they came back to our side. They say they were bewitched. My dad doesn't believe them. He says Malfoy's father doesn't need an excuse to go to the dark side. At that moment, the train begins to slow down. There is a voice on the train's loudspeaker. Attention, your attention, please. We will be arriving at Hogwarts in 5 minutes. 5 minutes till we reach Hogwarts. Leave your luggage on the train. It will be taken to the school separately. The boys quickly put on their wizard robes. Ron's robe is too short for him. His sneakers stick out from under the robe. Finally, the train stops. And all the people exit the train. Onto the dark platform. It is night. The air is cold and Harry shivers. Then, in the distance, there is a light that comes towards the students, and Harry hears the familiar voice carrying the light. First-year students over here. First years with me, hello there, Harry. Hagrid's big, hairy face appears in the yellow light of the lamp. All the first-year students follow Hagrid down a dark path, through the trees. After some time, Hagrid says, You'll be able to see Hogwarts in just a moment. Around this turn in the path. Then all the students say together. The path opens onto the edge of a large dark lake. In the distance, on the top of a high mountain. On the other side of the lake is Hogwarts. It has many windows full of light, with many turrets and towers. Everyone get into one of the boats. No more than 4 in each boat. There is a fleet of little boats on the shore of the Lake Harry. Ron, Hermione, and Neville, the boy who has lost the frog, get into a boat together. Is everyone in? Asks Hagrid, okay, forward. The fleet of little boats moves off at the same time. Across the lake. The lake is as smooth as glass. Everyone is very quiet. No one talks. They look up at the massive castle above. They pass through a dark tunnel and soon come to an underground harbor. It seems like it is underneath the castle. They get out of the boats and wait on a rocky beach. Hagrid is helping the children when they need it. "Hey, you there," says Hagrid to one of the boys. "Is this your frog?" Hagrid has found the frog in one of the boats. "Trevor, where have you been?" cries Neville happily. He takes the frog from Hagrid and follows the other children as they move up a long passage. The passage leads to a large grass field in the shadow of the castle. "Is everyone here?" asks Hagrid right then. They follow him up a large flight of stairs to a huge front door made of hard oak wood. Hagrid raises a gigantic hand and knocks 3 times on the castle door. Chapter 7: The Sorting Hat. "Is everyone here?" asks Hagrid right then. They follow him up a large flight of stairs to a huge front door made of hard oak wood. Hagrid raises a gigantic hand and knocks 3 times on the castle door. The huge oak door opens immediately and loudly. Standing there is a tall witch with black hair, wearing emerald green robes. Her face is very severe. The first thing Harry thinks is, "I do not want to make this person angry." "Here are your first-year students," Professor McGonagall says Hagrid. "Thank you, Hagrid. I will take them from here." She opens the doors all the way, and the students enter the hall. The hall is massive. There is a magnificent marble staircase in front of them that goes to the floors upstairs. Up ahead on their right, there is the sound of hundreds of people in conversation. "Welcome to Hogwarts," says Professor McGonagall. "You will join your classmates in a moment for the opening banquet, where you will be sorted into your houses. Follow me, children." Professor McGonagall continues, "The sorting is a very important ceremony because your new house will become like a family to you here at Hogwarts. You will have classes with your housemates. You will sleep in your house dormitory, and you will spend your free time with the other children from your house in your house common room. There are 4 houses at Hogwarts: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin. Each house has its own important history, and each house has produced great witches and wizards. If you perform well, your house will receive points. If you break the rules, your house will lose points at the end of the year. The house with the most points will win the House Cup. It is a great honor. I hope each of you will be of help to your house. This year, the sorting ceremony will begin in a few moments, in front of all the other students." As the group walks through the dark hall, several of the children scream, What's that someone yells? Harry looks around and gasps. There are about 20 ghosts that suddenly appear in the hall. They are passing through one of the walls and floating towards the Great Hall. The ghosts are white, the color of pearls, and transparent. They float in the air across the hall. They are talking to each other. They ignore the group of first-year students, who are standing there in shock. Then one ghost, a fat friar, notices them. Are you about to be sorted? He asks. The children just nod their heads up and down in shock. They cannot speak. Let's go, Hufflepuff. Ha ha, yells the fat friar ghost as he disappears through the other wall into the Great Hall. Come along now, children, says Professor McGonagall in a stern voice. The sorting ceremony is about to begin. Follow me in a line. Harry is very nervous. His legs feel like they are made of iron. Ron is behind him in line, and they enter the Great Hall through a large doorway. Harry has never seen or imagined anything like what he sees. It is a strange but splendid place. There are thousands of candles floating in the air, illuminating the room. In front of Harry there are 4 long tables, where all the other students are sitting. The tables are covered with golden plates and cups. At the end of the hall there is another table, where all the teachers are sitting. Professor McGonagall leads the students towards this table. There are hundreds of faces, looking at them in the candlelight. Sitting with the students, here and there are the ghosts. Professor McGonagall places a 4-legged stool in front of all the first-year students. On top of the stool there is a pointed wizard's hat. The hat is old and extremely dirty. Harry does not know what is going to happen. Maybe he will have to pull a rabbit out of the hat. He thinks with fear. All of the first-year students are now looking at the old hat. Suddenly, a tear in the hat near the brim opens like a big mouth and begins to speak. Oh, you may not think I'm pretty, but do not judge on what you see. I'll eat my own self. If you can find a hat that is smarter than me. For I am the Hogwarts sorting hat. And I'll tell you where you should be. You might belong in Gryffindor, where live the courageous hearts. You might belong in Hufflepuff, where justice sets you apart. Or maybe in wise old Ravenclaw, if you have an intelligent mind. Or perhaps in Slytherin, where real friends you will find. So put me on, do not be afraid. For I am the thinking cap, and I will come to your aid. All the children in the hall begin to clap and cheer when the hat finishes. So all we have to do is put the hat on. Ron says to Harry, my brothers told me it was very painful, and that I would cry I'm going to kill Fred. He said it was like wrestling a troll. Harry smiles. Yes, just trying on the hat is much better than casting a spell. But Harry wishes he doesn't have to try the hat on. In front of all the